it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage.
Whiskey Rebellion is back.
We're back.
We had another hiatus. We're having too many of those. We need to keep a streak alive.
Stop getting sick.
Yeah. Producer.
Hey, you're right.
He wimped out last
You're right.
week because
You're right.
he had the COVID. Like, that's an excuse.
I didn't want to give it to you, Richard.
Well,
I know that you didn't have it yet.
Maybe you did, but maybe because I got vaccinated, I was
Did
My parents got vaccinated.
Okay.
And they're going through it right now.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
Badly?
Not from me. I didn't do it. My older brother probably gave it to him.
But are they? I want to know how your parents are doing, though. You just.
They're good. Well,
Okay.
they're not. They're not dying. They're
Okay,
just not happy or feeling.
So maybe
well.
the vaccination prevented something worse.
That's allegedly the.
But
Okay, we don't know, right?
What I don't get is whether, like, you have to get vaccinated so you don't spread it, but yet you can get it if you've been vaccinated, so certainly you can spread it.
Exactly.
The variants aren't going away. It's nonsense.
All right, yeah, so we can talk about this.
Sorry, we didn't even introduce ourselves yet.
No,
We're
I know,
right,
but that's what I'm saying. We can put that off, but we can talk about how I think COVID is going to be endemic, and we just need to learn to live with it.
I believe that. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine with it. Let's
All right.
move on with
All
it.
right. So I am Richard Myers.
Hi, Richard.
I'm an attorney. I practice under the moniker of the Myers Firm, PA, using my old card as the better card.
Wow.
Because I
Because the scroll
learned like
didn't
3
look
weeks
nice.
ago not to use the tiny lettering on the vertical card. Go with the horizontal original card.
Yeah, definitely.
My website is myersfirm.com, largely devoted to representing a spouse in a very difficult or high conflict divorce. I also do some commercial law and some employment discrimination law. And my email address is rmyers@myersfirm.com. And you can contact me at 813-477-2623. Jason.
Jason Ricardo of the law firm of Ricardo and Waslick, where we handle your debt collection needs. If you are in debt and you are being harassed by debt collectors or foreclosure, give us a call. We can help you out. 352-567-3173. My email, jason@ricardolaw.com. We also have an entire library on YouTube. You can go to our YouTube channel at Ricardo and Waslick YouTube channel. Something like that.
That's fabulous.
It's actually really good.
One of these days, I'm going to watch you on video.
You won't see me.
live.
You won't see me. Yeah, but you won't see me. It's my partner Mike, who's really
he does all the videos?
He's beast.
That's probably
Yeah,
a very
he's
wise
beast.
choice.
Well, he's not as pretty as me, but he's certainly smarter than me.
Well, I guess I'll take that as a backhanded compliment.
Yes.
All right, so with the Whiskey Rebellion, Jason, can you educate us on how we got that
Sure.
name?
Yeah, we got the name because you keep doing this. You're a prick.
Frick.
Well, we had this other show that was really lame. It was called Conservative Parents with Liberal Kids.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
It just doesn't roll off the tongue. It's hard to
But
say, it really wasn't accurate. So we decided let's drink whiskey.
No, it wasn't accurate when you joined it because you don't have liberal kids.
That's right. I was
Right,
tempering.
so you came on at my invitation, and then next thing I know, it's no longer Conservative Parents with Liberal Kids, and it's the Whiskey Rebellion. Well, I don't regret it, Jason. I don't regret it. I just want to let you know you're my pal. I'm trying to turn a new leaf right here. Not going to be
bitter. Such a bitter little herb. And anyway, the Whiskey Rebellion was after the country formed. There was a rebellion of farmers who rebelled against the federal government's tax on whiskey, and we honor that fighting spirit by bringing on a new bottle every week and tasting it.
But before we taste
And rating it.
But the reason why we went in this
Tasting and
direction
rating,
was
yeah.
because we want to maintain conservative principles, and I guess one of the principles of our conservatism is the encroachment of the federal government, which the Whiskey Rebellion kind of encapsulates.
That is correct.
Okay, good. Let's go. Let's go try.
Okay, so I have
Robert.
a new idea.
It's not a whiskey.
This is not a whiskey. Kraken. Bring in the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Because you guys don't like straight whiskey, so you're a bunch of babies. I have to try to put a bunch of different.
So we've modified your behavior. Yay!
Yay. No, but let's try anything. You know,
Okay.
I'm happy to. Maybe we'll even bring a
Well,
vodka.
the Jägermeister was a refreshing taste compared to the salted caramel
Ooh, that
Bob's
salted
whiskey,
caramel.
whatever that was.
That was awful.
You gave it an 85. Don't even roll your
dames
eyes.
and twits and dames. What was it?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was
But
awful.
that was just disgusting.
So here's my new thought.
Okay.
I'm going to open this. Okay. So I think we should pre-rate it, like based upon what you see in the bottle and what your expectation is. You give a score.
I like the wrinkle.
And then we taste it, and then we're like, oh yeah, it's better than what I thought. And the reason why I thought about that is because that salted caramel was so terrible, but we had such high hopes.
Yeah.
It just kind of, I just kind of thought maybe we should do a. Hey, this looks like it might be this.
Back in college, we used to do a drink called the rum machine.
Okay.
And the rum machine, well, you take a shooter glass, like a 3-ounce glass, and you'd pour Coke, like 2 ounces of it, and then you pour an ounce of rum through a cheesecloth so that
Oh.
it forms a layer of rum on top.
Oh.
And then you shoot it, and by the rum goes down real quick, and then you taste nothing but the Coke. So you get sloshed, not thinking you're drinking anything, right?
And this looks
So
like
then we decided, let's couple this with a backgammon tournament.
Oh,
So if you ever played backgammon,
nerds.
if you ever
For
played
real.
backgammon, yeah, this is people getting intoxicated in their dorm rooms activities. So, when you play backgammon, they got the little discs as pieces, and if you gammon the other players, means they didn't get any pieces in their home base. It's 15 pieces.
Right.
You'd have to do
It's been a long time since I
that
played backgammon,
number,
so I couldn't
that
really-
number of rum shots based on the number of pieces
Oh.
still left on your board at the end of a game.
Oh, wow.
So usually backgammon's competitive, 2-3 pieces, and
Yeah,
you can manage it. Okay.
15.
But sometimes someone gammons the other, and they're like, "No, some alcohol poisoning's about to happen."
Serious.
But anyway,
College.
back in the day when we
Nerd college.
All right, so now,
Okay, let's.
the
before we
pre.
let's do the pre. So,
So I brought that up because I have both fond memories and not so fond memories of rum. Because I liked rum back then, but a couple of occasions, I wish I didn't do so many rum machines. Okay. But looking at the bottle and the color
color.
and seeing the
Got
proof,
that,
I'm going to
cough
say
syrup
it's going to
look.
be like a spicy hot kind of rum,
Okay.
and which I think I would like. So I'm going to give it a pre 81.
Whoa. Wow.
That's pretty high.
That is. Oof.
You gave the salted caramel 85. What are
Hey.
you talking about?
I don't remember. Don't remember.
He was COVID. He was COVID.
That was
fogged.
pre-COVID.
Okay, so, Serge.
I'm gonna be safe and go because I remember I did have fond memories of the Kraken. So I'm gonna say 7.5.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so
Very- very
did I do it out
reasonable.
of 10 or out of 100?
It's always out of 10. It's 8.5 or
8.1
85,
then,
whatever.
right?
I just don't say the word point because
Okay.
I figure I'm
if
around
you say
smart
8.5,
people.
it means 8.5.
Okay,
if
so
you
I
say
said
85,
I said
know you're-
81 actually,
you're-
so I meant 8.1.
I knew what you meant.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, yeah, I'm not going to go as high as I'm going to go right in the middle. I'm going to go 7.6. I think this is
Okay.
going to be good. I think I'm going to like it, but
It looks like cough syrup.
I have to be honest.
It
I
could
like
be Robitussin.
I like the name, but I really got it because it's that dark, almost black, and I gotta have it.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Jägermeister, which I enjoy. So
Okay.
kind of. All right, let's
All
go.
right, this
Let's
could be
taste.
this could hurt.
No, it's gonna be smooth.
Ooh,
Oh,
I like it.
I
Me
must have
likey.
I must have the COVID. I don't taste anything.
Me likey. It
I like it.
burns, but it burns.
Yeah, it's a
smooth
good burn.
It's a smooth burn.
yeah.
It
It's
is
not-
smooth. Yeah, it is definitely
It's a smooth burn.
Yeah, it is a smooth burn. I definitely agree.
Wow, it's like Jaeger Light.
Yes.
It
Well,
is
no,
like
but a
Jaeger,
different.
yeah.
Well,
Jaeger
I
isn't as
personally
strong.
can't
Jaeger
stand
isn't.
Jaeger.
Jaeger's doesn't have
tastes-
a.
For me,
isn't as
Jaeger's
strong.
not for me, but
Yeah.
I can sip
Just
sip
like
this
I
over
remember.
rocks.
Oh,
Just
this
like
is
that,
definitely rockable. Yeah, sure.
Just like I remember. We used to take those to the face. Me and Bo.
The funny thing is, it goes down very tasty and smooth, and then the burn slowly works its way down.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Where is this?
Wow. Now, since I've paid for the last 3 dinners,
I gave you the salted caramel.
that was valueless. Thank you for it.
It did cost me money, though. I did.
No,
like,
no,
you have to
no.
read it 'cause I can't
Okay.
read it.
Oh, you- I
I'm
thought
not
you-
giving it to you. Fuck you.
No.
No.
Possession. Well, Jason, we're lawyers.
you so
Possession
much.
is how much of the law? I know.
I can't read that script because
The
I
Kraken
need new prescriptions.
is rum from the Caribbean, blended with natural flavors. Named for a sea beast of myth and legend, the Kraken rum is strong, rich, black, and smooth. The Kraken Rum Company.
That
Well,
was a very good description. It is rich. It is black, and it is smooth.
The Kraken Rum Company produces and ships. Oh, blah blah. Okay.
yeah, I almost
I
read
was just
the
more
whole
curious. It's black spiced rum. I was just trying to see if.
Thing. Oh, we're being politically incorrect here?
I like that actually. It's like might be one of my favorites.
Give me a break already. It didn't say it was BLM spiced rum.
You went there, not me.
You did. Rum blended with spices, caramel, and other natural flavors. Is it the question I have is the color natural to its spices, or did they just add like food dye?
Well, do they
Dye
have,
number
if they
7.
edit dye, don't they have to tell you?
I haven't.
Yeah, it would
that's why I
say
was
it on
looking.
there.
I was trying to see if there was any.
I was doing. Have you researched food dyes?
Were you did you post about it
Yeah, I
recently?
think so.
you did. That's some scary stuff.
It is.
It's like
Blended with
poison
spice, caramel.
in heavy.
Super low doses of poison.
What was it the red?
Red is the
red
worst
is
one.
really bad.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd never want like red icing on a cake. I'm like, don't do that to me. That's the worst tasting icing ever.
I'm taking a picture of this bottle because I like it.
Yeah, it's a cool bottle.
And since you're not giving it to me,
I'm not
it's
giving
my
it
only memory of it.
The Kraken.
All right.
I brought it. What did I bring one time and I left it here? It's gone.
There. Oh, it's over there. It's in the other
What did
room.
we leave? What did we bring? It was something interesting. Crown?
No. Let me check.
Oh, and we still have some whiskey here?
Yeah, we had a whole bottle that we tasted when you weren't here and you ditched us
Okay.
that one time. Oh, Chivas, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's Scotch. I remember that.
That's good for guests. It's all right. Anyway,
Okay.
what are we talking about today, Jason? Because I feel like I'm going to rant a few times today.
We are ranting, but we still need it. We still need to give
Scores.
a score.
Oh, yeah, my after score.
Yeah, the post score.
The post score,
You had 8.5.
1.
8.1.
And I'll give it an 8.5.
Will you? Very nice. So it better than expectation.
Slightly better than expectation.
Very good. Very good.
Not marginally better.
Started with 7.5 over here.
I'm gonna kick it up to 8.5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Wow. Likey. Okay, I'm gonna. I think I was at 7.6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang in there at 7.6. I like it.
You're a tough crowd. Tough crowd.
I like it. There's something I'm not tasting.
Oh.
Like
So the way we describe it didn't kind of fit your
I'm
experience?
seriously wondered if I'm still have COVID after effects. Like, I only taste the alcohol. And I don't.
And
I'm not punishing it. I'm not punishing
feel
it
I get
because
is
I
the
feel like
caramelly little nature of it. The very first thing when it hits my
Yeah.
tongue, and then it turns more into a rum alcohol burn.
I think he just shed COVID to me, and I think I got it. I think I got the COVID.
We
No
shouldn't
way.
joke
I
around
probably
about
got it from you
Why? You probably
because you
did.
had it first.
Giving it back and forth. Well, now you gave me the Delta.
All right, here's to my antibodies. Being
Go antibodies.
with the two of you.
Cheers.
I do like this.
I do like it.
It's way better cold.
Yeah,
You know, we should actually bring like a bag of ice.
You know what? That's exactly what I should do. I should come with a cooler
Yeah.
And some of these I should be chilling.
Yeah, because this would be so cold
Yeah,
right now
this
on
would
ice.
be that'd be good.
Yeah, the
You're
burn
right.
would be non. This
Okay.
one, the burn would be gone.
Yeah.
That was a rookie mistake.
And it's not even a burn; it's of a warm.
It doesn't.
Yeah, there's no burn.
What one did we have? I think it was the butter one, whatever one we had. That burned. That tasted so terrible.
I have to play back these shows because
But this
My
doesn't
memory
have
fades.
this burn doesn't hurt. Like this is a nice,
Yeah,
smooth,
it's mellow.
and I'm going to remember
mellow,
this one.
mellow. That's the right word. Yeah. Okay, so we're ranting today.
Today's going to be a lot of ranting,
That's fine.
and it begins with your boy Joe.
Yeah,
Hey, my boy.
he is your
boy Joe.
None of these guys
Yeah.
are my boys. I don't
Yeah,
claim
they're all
none
your
of
boys.
these guys.
You hate everybody.
I just make fun of them all.
All right, so
You
Which is
sleepy
not
Joe?
helpful.
We talking about
so
sleepy
we're all
Joe?
we are all. I don't think anyone's really avoided the news of the last few days
How could you?
of the debacle going on in Afghanistan. Now, I didn't say debacle caused by anybody yet. Just there is a debacle going on in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And I'm in favor of, and I think most Americans are in favor of ending these endless wars
Agreed.
that are no longer serving a military purpose, but more like nation building. And so, unless, and I know this is going to sound kind of archaic, but I do believe this: a military functions best when it's when it's asked to kill people and destroy things, and that's how you win wars. You don't win wars by saying, "Okay, we need to protect the civilian population at all costs, and make their ideology change." Okay, that's not the function of a military. So when we first went in and we had a focus on eradicating the enemy, which was the Taliban being host to terrorists and allowing training camps that could then launch attacks, is what we experienced in America, we won that part. And then arguably we should have gotten out. But I understood, even at the time, I was actually in favor of staying in because we didn't want them to immediately reconstitute and we suffer another 9/11. It was still too fresh in our minds.
We were still not. That's true, and I don't want to step over because I don't want to insert my thoughts. But there is that would have been a vacuum of sorts.
Yeah,
You didn't
and Biden made actually a couple of good points today in his speech, but it was a point I think was meant to distract us. So the points were there, but it was meant to be a distraction because his says when it comes to this kind of Middle East country that's never had their shit together,
Never.
there was never going to be a good way to exit, no matter what. Okay, there was going to be
A mess.
no matter what, and I believe that's true. Okay, but there's a way to mitigate and a way to plan it so that it doesn't become this level of a disaster or debacle this soon. Okay, so when you have an announcement that we're leaving in August, which was actually in all reality was further out than what Trump would have done.
Okay, Trump.
Okay. But that actually then underscores the deeper point, which is if you're going to extend it 3 or 4 months, then can't you plan it better? Because what we did was decided to negotiate with the Taliban, now that we're leaving, to come in and form a government, which I'm sure the Taliban said everything to the negotiators what they wanted to hear,
Yep.
and said they will peacefully take over and they'll work with the new army, and we'll make But in the history of the universe, there's no negotiating or trusting in a negotiation. People who have a pathological view, or people who are ideologues based on a death cult. That's what I believe. I mean, people might consider that like a racist remark or against a religion. I'm just saying the Taliban.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Muslims. I'm talking about the Taliban. So, so when President Biden got up there today and tried to explain everything today, he did the classic, "Hey, look at this object," and not focus on what's happening in
No, it was a
Afghanistan.
well-written speech.
It was,
speech,
and
no
it made sense. And it made sense.
No, actually, no.
Okay.
No,
no,
I
it made
thought it was.
sense.
No, it
Let me
sounded-
finish my thought, though.
Go ahead.
It made
finish your
sense
thought,
from the
but you have to
pers-
eventually finish it.
Yes, it made sense from the perspective of I know the audience, and the audience wants, the vast majority of Americans want us out of Afghanistan. So I'll focus on that and say it was going to be a mess anyway, and I'm just getting out sooner, right? And so we're not in unending wars. I'm the hero, and I'm strong for sticking by my commitments, right? And it sounds good, and it makes sense to those who were listening for a speech to say, yes, this policy makes sense. But the criticism over the last few days was nothing about the fact that we needed to withdraw from Afghanistan. It was all about, we have made commitments to Americans and to Afghanis who were helping Americans that it would never get to this point. Never. Okay? And to grotesquely underestimate what would happen. And was on a just so bizarrely way off. Then you have to say there were failures made. Not just poor judgment, but real intelligence failures.
Or blame, for that matter.
Okay. Yeah, well, you can blame people for the failures, so we're not one step away from talking about the same thing. So that's what killed me from the speech is I'm yelling at my screen while I'm watching it and saying it's not about the withdrawal, it's about the failure to plan. Because as a result, thinking that 300,000 Afghani military officers, which there weren't that number, when you bear down on it, those were the reports of those people involved had signed up for training, but 5-6 of them didn't get the training. Right, so there's only 40, 50,000 people that were actually trained enough to fly their planes, to protect property and so forth. Against what they admitted was 75,000 armed Taliban.
Right.
So it was not a fair fight, and we also knew if the Taliban ever made any headway, started making progress, they'd lay down their arms because no one wants to get beheaded.
Right. So
It's quite a motivator.
I have a couple of thoughts.
Go ahead.
On this, and so you can take a breath. You can a couple of breaths.
You've done a
if you
few
really like.
rants in the past.
I like your rant, actually, and I agree with everything you just said. I don't disagree with anything you said. I'm teasing anyway. I'm more chomping at the bits because I've got three things I think. First of all, the nation building was a mistake. The lack of planning in leaving was a mistake. And what I really don't understand is why we thought we were going to change their philosophies and on the way they look at their lives. Now, like we wanted to insert our Western culture the way we look at
Can I just
rights
say one
and
more?
freedom. Sure,
one
absolutely.
more, I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
That's a George Bush too.
Oh, George
Policy.
W.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That
Oh,
was
no.
his policy.
No, that's my point. That's where the failure.
Right.
I
Yeah.
believe that. In fact,
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody today. I may have been on Facebook. I may have been my wife. I don't remember. But I was like, this is W's fault.
Yeah.
When W decided that he was going to nation build, he set us on a path of failure. So, yeah, I'm not blaming Biden for the nation building. That's
Right.
that's W.
Right.
That's
Right.
W. Okay. Obama didn't do anything. Trump really couldn't do anything. Biden fucked it all up. It's all Biden's fault. So, I'm joking. I'm taking it. So, the reason why I was talking about nation building being failure is not because, although I do agree, it is not the job of the military to build nations. I agree with that. But that's not my first thought on this, or my final thought on this. And I'll tell you why. Afghanistan was ruined by the British because they essentially took all those regions and put them all under one umbrella. And I think that's the first failure. The first failure came in calling all of these people Afghans when they weren't. They're local, they're regional, they don't intermix, they don't share. It's tribal. It's tribal. So I think, although I'm not an expert, it might have been wiser to try to come in. You know, and this is ironic. Do you remember way back when, and everyone dissed Biden for this, I actually agreed
You
with
wanted the
him.
three-state plan in
That's
Iran?
right. That's Iraq.
Iraq,
When
excuse
the
me.
exact, I was going to that. So
Okay.
Biden had this idea, and he said, and I happened to, this is long before Biden was current Biden. This was back when Biden was just was a moderate Democrat from Delaware, and I thought, I agree with Joe Biden. He's like, break up Iraq, create 3 different countries: Kurdistan, the Sunnis, and the Shiites. Brilliant. They hate each other. Why are you putting them all under one umbrella? I thought it was a good idea. He got totally trashed for that, and I'm not smart enough to know why. But that's kind of how I go back when I look at Afghanistan. I'm like, we should never have done that. But not we. Sorry. The West. I say we. I meant the West, Britain, when they were the colonial overlords, shouldn't have done that. The Russians walked right into that same chipper and got themselves shredded. The Chinese, when they walk in after us, they're going to get their asses shredded too. They don't realize it, but they are. Because the Chinese are next. They're coming right in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They already endorsed
they're already
the Taliban, right?
started. They've already recognized them as the
legitimate government.
what are they called? The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So, Afghanistan is a mess and always will be a mess, not because they can't live where they live in peace, but they can't live in their current circumstances in peace. Kabul cannot control Jalalabad and Kandahar and all those other places because they're separate from them. So that's my first rant on that. I don't know how to fix that. I'm just recognizing that. What I don't understand, and I think the one thing that pisses me off, other than the fact that there were literally people falling out of planes on their way out, I sickened that could even happen. That just goes to prove the chaos, which goes to prove my next point. We were so unprepared for the pullout. I mean, even Braun knows how to pull out better than that. Where's the snare drum? Snare drum. Anyway, joke. That's an inside joke. Totally fucked up. And I don't like seeing the loss of life, the trampled child, the people falling off the airplanes due to their desperation, which I recognize they are in a full-on panic mode. I sympathize, empathize as much as possible with those people because they are in an awful situation right now. Because you are either Taliban or you're dead. But I cannot believe the equipment we have left behind, the weapons we have left behind, the ammunition we have left behind, the billions and billions of dollars of equipment.
Even aircraft.
And it isn't like we just went and put it all – it's not even like we just took all this billions of dollars of equipment and threw it in the trash. We literally took all these billions of dollars of equipment and we gave it to the enemy. You don't think the Chinese are going to be able – do you know why the Chinese want to come in? Do you think
reverse engineer every damn thing? Yeah.
There's drones, there's armored equipment, there's all kinds of stuff that they're going to take over. This is on Biden, and before I know Serge has a turn because Serge likes to play the everybody's at fault thing, which I really hate. Though it's not your turn yet. And
No, he said enough. He said enough.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
No. But Trump, I don't believe, would have left it in this mess. Now, granted, he did want to leave, and he already wanted to be gone. But does anybody doubt for a moment that the moment the Taliban made a move on Kandahar, and I'm not even talking about Kabul, I'm talking about Kandahar, that there wouldn't have been cruise missiles flying from the Indian Ocean straight up in and blowing the fuck out of them? Where the hell was Biden? Where are any of the offensive? Why are we waiting?
Because this, and I told you this one before we came to the show.
Sure.
There's this wedded philosophy that diplomacy is always the right route, and
right.
always, if pursued properly and aggressively, is going to change minds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you cannot, and I can't stress this enough, cannot negotiate anyone to change the mind if they're pathological in their view. It's a disease or a wiring. I mean, we put it in terms of Western like a disease.
If I may be so bold, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. They're narcissists. Biden's a narcissist. Trump's a narcissist. Hold on.
Can I see that Bible for a second?
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally left you hanging. Light it up, brother. Yeah. Oh,
he did say it was his medicine.
I'm sorry. I really do. I apologize. But I don't think it's pathological. They are committed. They are ideological.
I'm
They're
saying that ideology to be that
But it's not
committed is a pathology. No, it is.
Okay. No, it's not. They believe differently than us. I don't believe it's pathological, unless you're talking about their policies internally.
I don't.
Like
Okay.
Hitler was pathological. But the German
He was a
people-
believer.
Okay, I'm
Right,
I guess,
like, I believe that
I'm
this
not gonna.
is-
I'm not gonna try to. Okay, not fair. I won't.
Maybe we're talking two
I
sides of the
withdraw.
same coin, right?
I withdraw the objection.
Okay. Okay.
Good senator from the state of
I don't mean
Georgia.
pathology from the same context as I say, oh, I'm dealing with a spouse that's pathologically narcissistic.
Okay.
Okay. That's more of a personality disorder.
Yeah, okay. That's I was.
So
taking
I'm
it
not
like
really
that. Okay.
saying this is a personality disorder. It's based on an ideology, but it's still pathological because there's no way, none, to reason with it. So when you sit down
Right.
and say we're going to
with
exercise
that.
diplomacy so that they're nicer to the endemic population when they come in, and they live by rules and more westernized view of things, they're just looking at you as though you're the weakest thing on earth.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do what the fuck we want. And now on the world stage, we look so feckless.
Feckless. But they were just waiting. They were very
know.
patient.
Yeah. They'll
They've
wait
been patient.
generations.
For 20 years, they
Yeah.
have been waiting, at least. But certainly since we got involved, they've been waiting. They're like, we got beat, but here we are. We're back. Stronger than ever. Took
Right.
over the entire country like that.
In a week.
And, I wanted to address one thing. And it's not a disagreement, just an addition. So I was listening to the radio or some commentary on this, and this whole notion that there was 300,000 is just patently false. That there were 300,000 Afghan troops. There were probably closer to 50. Right. And the reality was, in the last month or more, those troops have not been paid, trained, and all the supporting contractors are out. All the ammunition, all the supplies, all the food. They're hungry, they're broke, they have no money, and why the fuck would they fight for a country that just up and leaves them in the middle of the night? Which is what we did to them. We didn't even provide air cover. No air cover? They don't. Someone was saying they have an air force. Yeah, they do. It's all grounded because they don't have fuel, because they don't have ammunition, because they don't have the support. Because you know what it takes to run an air force. It's more than just having the planes. You got to have everybody underneath them. That entire system is so valuable and so deep, and it requires more than just pilots and
But
planes.
do you think, in part, that happens because the left in general, I'm being broad here, but left in general, doesn't think of the military in the same vein as the right does? So the right, the military to them is more like a agency of the government, right? It's got to effectuate policy and not go in to win wars, right? So they feel like the overall policy of just kind of withdrawing, becoming less of an imprint, let the people take over, was the philosophy without thinking about the military impact of what they were doing, because they don't see the military as we're here to fuck things up.
Yeah.
If things go
To
bad.
destroy things, right.
Right. So
There's we talk about the military, and we're coming from a country where there was no military when we rose up against the empire, and which is the point I'm trying to get. One other point I was trying to get to, and I forgot, but now I do remember.
you remember when you always go and I got 3 points?
Yeah, and then I start
you
with two.
You get through
get
two
and then I
very
forget.
cleanly.
Yeah, and then I forget. The other one was this: they don't have the willpower or the desire. They don't want Afghanistan like we want the United States of America.
Right.
They're local, they're tribal, they're internal, and they're like, who's ruling over us now? First it was the British, then it was the Russians. Now it's the United States, and now it's going to be the Russian. Now it's going to be the Chinese. No one's going to get us. We're just going to keep tending to our goats and feeding our children, and serving our God, and that's it. The people. I'm not talking about the Taliban. I'm talking about the people separate from the Taliban, are not interested in taking up arms and fighting the Taliban. They just want peace.
Did you hear the stories on the ground about those who were in the Afghan army? They all had their stash of Taliban clothes.
Oh, I did not hear that, but I believe it.
They're all changing into.
Can I interrupt
Meet
you one more
Taliban
time?
now, right?
Can I interrupt you one more time? I really apologize. All right, Serge.
What?
All right, you've been holding back.
We shouldn't have been there.
That's it. Come
all I
on,
got.
bring it on.
Wait,
No,
after
you don't
9/11?
want it.
Nah, to me, it was just,
After
our
9/11.
foreign policy sucks. So no
Right.
matter who the president is, no matter
Here
who's
it
in
goes.
charge,
Everybody's wrong.
we suck.
It
Our
doesn't-
foreign
Anarchy!
United States
Anarchy!
foreign policy is, there's a problem. Let's go screw with it for a little bit, then leave. Whatever happens, happens. But then we create our own enemy, we fund our own enemy, and we give them equipment to attack us. So that way you can create this war that generates funds.
This is part of the
for-
military-industrial complex.
Absolutely. Yep.
To create the.
Create a war. You can fund yourself.
Wag the fucking dog.
So this
right?
is sort
That's
of
what
like
we're talking about. Wag
like
the dog,
just saying.
right? Yeah.
like a car mechanic,
Just like the guy
that goes in and is
like
the expert,
George
fixes the one
Bush
thing.
got us in. Obama kept the thing going. Trump said we're going to get him. We're going to get us out. But he also released the guy who is now going to be the president. So you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. That way you can blame the other guy.
Did he talk
Release
about
what
Biden?
guy?
Is he talking about Biden yet?
No, I'm saying
he
he
mentioned
screwed
Trump.
up too. Yeah, no, I'm just saying he got. Listen,
Look,
if this
but
guy's
here's the
setting
deal.
this
Okay,
guy's
wait,
up
wait,
for
hold on.
failure,
Hold on,
it's essentially the Democrats
But you know what?
setting the
But
Republicans
here's the
up.
irony I have. The part that I don't
Sad.
understand.
Sad.
I want to appreciate your pushback on everybody because they're all in the system and
Yeah,
they're all part of the.
Our
they're all
whole
part of that.
foreign
And
policy is
Why are you
garbage.
grabbing a boob?
I need to get rid of my tension now.
Gotcha. Okay, the thing that I don't
Wait,
understand.
for those on the radio who don't see what I'm doing, I'm not grabbing a
He's
boob.
grabbing my boob. Stop grabbing my boobs. No. So here's the thing that I don't understand. Personalities, tweets, orange hair, orange body aside, fat man, whatever you want to call Trump. But he was a breaker of the system. This is what I don't understand.
was doing
He was
he
outside.
kept
No, he
the
wasn't doing
system
the exact
moving.
same thing. I hate hearing
He was
that.
trying to get everybody out by May
Yes, because of what you
because
said.
he knew it was going to collapse.
Because he
knew I set
No.
this up to where it'll collapse not on my watch but on Biden's watch. So that
He expected
it
to
was
be in
gonna-
office.
It was going to collapse regardless.
Had the election gone forward as appropriately, we would have won, and he'd still be in office, and he would have been dealing with it.
No,
But that
the
isn't
election
the
went
point.
appropriately. They just told us otherwise.
They lost. He lost.
Come on.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
be
wrong.
real now.
Yeah, let's
Trump's
be
our
real.
president.
Come on. Trump's president. and you're
I heard he was
living,
supposed to be put
You're
in
living
this
in a
week.
dream world, Serge. I'm just telling you. No,
I wish I would have
no,
printed out
I'm
all the
sorry.
QAnon
all
stuff
that
for this.
kidding aside, seriously though. But my bigger point is, can we forget Afghanistan for just a minute?
Yeah. Same thing with Iraq.
Are you
and
sitting here
Vietnam.
trying to tell me that Trump was an inside guy or an outside
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah, he's an inside guy. He's an inside guy that acts like he's
See,
the
this is
outside
why
guy.
we can't deal with the anarchists.
No, it's
because
the same thing.
they're-
Come on, listen. The way the United States
is there
government
anyone-
works
is there
and how
anyone-
the presidency works, no president is voted in.
Is there anyone in the public eye, anyone? I was going to say any politician, but anyone in the public eye that you would consider an outsider?
The Rock. I don't know.
You're
I mean,
out of your mind.
Once you get in
That guy will
there,
be-
I can't. I don't know. To me, they're all somehow.
You think by virtue of assuming the office, you become just
Yeah,
a
because you're
cog
not
in the
going to get there
machine?
without it.
No, think,
The person who wasn't
think about-
Bernie Sanders, and you saw what happened. They said no, even though everybody wants him, and we're going to give.
Do you think
Hillary.
if Bernie Sanders had won, he'd have been treated any differently than Trump?
What do you mean? As far as what? No, he would
I
have
don't
been.
know. His entire administration fighting against him, everyone in government fighting against him, everyone inside who is supposed to work for him, but because they're inside government employees, not appointees, are fighting against. Do you not think that would happen?
Yeah, they would fight against him. Yeah. All the
I-
Republicans
I
would be
guess what I
against
don't
him.
understand is,
And the
well,
establishment
look, we can only-
Democrats would be against him,
with
just like they are now.
With every single politician there is no doubt, whether you agree with him or not disagree with him, you can nibble at the edges. There are policies that Biden holds that I probably can agree with. The vast majority I do not. What I don't understand is the absolute lack and failure to provide any acceptance that Trump was actually a breaker of things. He was not. He was the anarchist. Because if you think that's coming from the left, you've got to go way left to find that. You have to go way left. Trump would have been a better enemy. I'm sorry. Strike that. Reverse it. He would have been a better Freudian slip. He would have been a better ally to the anarchists and those people on the left than they gave him credit for. They refused to accept how much he wanted to change the system to benefit the little guy.
I remember, I hope you do too,
Let's go.
that at one point he called the Dems bluff about amnesty. And he was about to make all of them like pathway to citizenship very quickly.
Yep.
In order to get the wall built, right? So
Yeah.
you want people to be, these citizens, and you think they're, DACA should be in play, and believe in what do they call it, the chain migration. I'll accept that too. Just give me the damn wall. And what they said in the prior negotiation was, if you give us all that, we'll give you the wall. And he called them and said, all right,
I'll give
Do
to
it
you.
then.
I'll give it to you. And then what did the Dems do? No,
You're playing us.
Right, you're
No.
playing
That's
us.
what they do. Happens
They,
on
No,
they,
both
but
they,
the point I'm trying to make is-
they.
Yeah, it happens on both.
Is
No, it's not on both
Yeah, it
sides.
does. They
No,
all do it.
Trump
they
was
all
trying
do it.
Trump. We said this at one of our beginning of
That's
shows.
why Obama
if
had
not
to
our
have so
inaugural
many-
show. You have to look at Trump through a transactional lens. In
Yes,
order,
you've been saying that from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not party driven. It's funny though. He became one of the most conservative governing presidents.
He's more
because
conservative.
on a transactional basis, he realizes that works.
Yes.
Okay, right,
Yes.
right. So, but in
Well,
a
because
given
the other side is
transaction, you know
chaos.
what? These people are here. They're going nowhere. If I can stop the migration now,
Yeah, we'll let
I'll
all
keep-
these people
I'll let
become
them be
legal.
who you want
and then
them to
we'll-
be.
Then we'll break
and then we'll
the wall.
regulate
Yeah,
migration
that's right.
the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Okay, the way it's supposed to be. Immigrants come in through the door, right, as they say. So,
The big golden door.
right. So I don't know. We're
Lights
getting
on.
we're
That was
digressing.
awesome. That was hilarious.
We're digressing.
I know we are. I'm sorry. Well, it's all Serge's fault.
Of course.
Are we going to talk about the mandates?
Mandates.
Well, for masks.
No.
Oh, you mean
And
the
vaccines.
passport?
Any kind of government mandate regarding
Of
COVID,
any sort.
but in particular, since the subject is today is COVID.
Masks and vaxes.
You have an
What about
opinion?
Thoughts?
I don't know. I don't care.
You don't care?
No, I mean I'm not gonna you're not gonna force me to take a vaccine, stuff
Okay.
like that. Nah, if they say you got to wear a mask when you're in the store,
Okay, if they say you can't
I
go
don't
into
care.
any music studio or you can't record any music
can't
unless
record
you have
any
a vax
music
card.
unless I have a vax card. No, it's not happening.
No, I'm just saying, it's theoretically. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just making
No,
an
I
example.
wouldn't. I would. No, I'm not for that.
Okay. But when someone makes the argument, let's say someone says, you know what, but if we do that and you do your part and everybody does their part, then we're going to get COVID under control much sooner. Can't you just be part of a bigger cause and just do it for society? What would you do?
No,
Fuck y'all.
no, I'm not.
Okay. Is
I know
your,
that.
is that your
I'm very well aware of the United States history when it comes to experimenting on its citizens.
well now
So I'm good.
now take away that it's vaccine. It's just the mask.
For mask, I don't care. If you tell
And the
me I
government
have
said you
to
wear
wear
a mask for the next 10 years in order to eradicate
for the
COVID.
next 10 years,
Yeah, I'm just trying to. It's a line drawing exercise, right? That's how. That's what lawyers do.
that's
And you're like, no, that would sound ridiculous. Then where's
Yeah,
the
it does sound
line? Then
ridiculous.
where is the line?
I don't know. If they tell me you can't come into Walmart unless you got a mask on, I'm gonna put a mask on because
Okay.
I'm gonna be in Walmart for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending
Right.
on self checkout.
Okay.
I don't care.
All right. I mean, right now I don't want even that, but I do it because I'm
Yeah,
because I
it's-
just want to be. I don't want to be a person causing any
Yeah.
conflict or or
But also, it's like
stirring up a problem.
at the
But
end of
as
the
a
day-
cause, as a cause,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be careful here. I truly believe that we can't lose our commitment to civil liberties, especially in terms of crisis, because you'll start creating crises in order to justify a policy.
Yeah.
So I'm really get nervous when we're encroaching on freedoms. Do I understand that if it's a sweeping pen? Imagine if this was far more lethal. Let's say half the people die, right?
Yeah.
Where do freedoms count when people are dying like to the left and right of you?
I mean,
Maybe not. I mean, maybe I would.
Yeah,
maybe I
because
would start thinking
there's
there
gonna
is a
be no
line.
economy if
Maybe
half
there
the
is a
people are
line,
dead.
right
Yeah.
for that. But in reality, if we look at the actual reality, if you take out people with comorbidities, you got a 99.97 something percent chance
Yeah.
of not even being hospitalized.
Exactly.
It's like it's so little, but we're changing the world, this country and the world.
But what, for wearing a mask?
And demanding that kids wear them when they're shown to be the least vulnerable and least transmitting.
Yeah, they are. But what about the teachers that are older?
Understand,
are
but
just
we
doing
have
their
no
job.
idea. We have no. It's just interesting to me that we have no idea what the side effects, if you will,
Yeah.
not necessarily the physiological. Some of it is, but the mental or the learning curve. Like there is some science behind that when you're in your formative years, when you're 3, 4 years old and you're going to school for the first time, that you're taking your cues on speech and on mannerisms and what's appropriate or inappropriate from what you observe facially on somebody. And you're taking a whole swath of kids now who are getting into kindergarten or even pre-K, kindergarten and on, that are going to maybe 2 years or 3 years of these years being masked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And no one on the right, even Governor DeSantis, who's portrayed as somebody that's anti-mask, he's pro-freedom. He's saying, look, if you in your own mind feel like masking is helping you and your child or the classroom or the teacher, by all means, mask. Those who choose not to shouldn't be penalized in any way. Okay. Now, that does set up, unfortunately, people who are so provincial. They go, "Oh, you're a non-masker. You're a Trumper, right? We hate you." And if you cough in the classroom, even if you've been vaccinated and have no virus, if you cough in the classroom, we're going to send you out and quarantine you. That's what's happening in some of the schools. I'm reading news stories about the healthy kids are being quarantined now because the healthy kids are the ones saying, you know what, I've taken the vaccine, or my parents got me a vaccine, but they don't want me to mask because they think overall for health reasons it's good for me not to mask. And now they've taken them out of the classroom. They're the healthy ones. Mm-hmm. And they're being quarantined.
I'm trying to figure out how wearing a mask for like 4 hours is not healthy.
Why it's not healthy, or it is healthy?
It's going to be more than 4 hours, but assuming it's just making a point. It's chunk
hold
of
on.
a day.
I want to understand your question.
Yeah.
Is it your position that wearing a mask is healthy?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't see how it's not healthy.
All
Because
right,
people
first
are
of all-
like, "Oh my
first of
God,
all-
my kid can't wear a mask.
First of all,
can't
you
breathe."
can go actually onto the CDC and study mask
there
efficacy.
are already studies.
Yeah.
The cloth masks are they're like 70, 80% ineffective. So if you're around somebody long enough, cloth masks mean nothing. Like almost have no effect. In fact, many studies show on large populations over large exposures, masks have had no effect. Cloth masks. The ones that have most effect are the N95s.
Mm-hmm.
But the CDC, at the same time, even though they're aware of those studies, are saying cloth masks is better than no masks.
Yeah.
So this begs the question. If you're wearing something that is barely efficacious, right? Mm-hmm. Barely works, why don't we first get an understanding what the effects of wearing a mask are on children, primarily children, when their decisions are being made for them. I mean, as an adult, you can make your up your own mind. You got the freedom. As a kid, they're being told what to do. So if they're being told what to do, and there's at best a marginal benefit for wearing the mask, at best, because kids, first of all, aren't subject, like adults are, to the effects of COVID.
Of course.
Okay. So
That's why we should let all our kids get the COVID so that we get herd immunity. But
it amazes me. I haven't seen any. Maybe they're going on now. Studies on the effects of even wearing a mask 6-7 hours a day would have on a child. Now, I venture to guess
there are. I believe there are some limited studies on that. By the way, yeah.
But
I'm
going to venture to guess
that
that those kids who are wearing a mask all day go home to an environment where the parents say you need to mask. You're going to go to your friend's house, mask up. You're going to go like
right.
So it's not just in the
There
classroom.
is some issue about breathing in carbon dioxide over and over again, and the limit of being able to breathe fresh oxygen. But I think the bigger point is that
I've seen surgeons wear masks for like 8 hours.
okay. First of all, there's surgeons.
Okay. There's a lot to that statement. Okay?
They wear a mask and then they wear a visor
many
on top
of the
of that.
disease-causing pathogens are much larger than the coronavirus.
Yeah, that's the point. I was
itself,
about to say.
right? So their surgical masks
Yeah.
actually are effective against the vast majority of the pathogens in a
Yeah,
operating
but they're
room.
breathing in CO2.
No.
No. In the COVID unit, they don't use regular surgical.
No, I'm not
masks.
talking about COVID. I'm talking
That's what
about
I'm saying.
physical mask over your face for 8 hours. That's what I'm
Right.
talking about.
Okay. Do you think they perform surgery 8 hours a day every day?
Yeah.
Some surgeons do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, but there's still a minority of. But it's still a vast minority
4 to
of people.
6. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
First of all, if masks really did help,
I love this stuff.
I'm
by
glad
the
you're
way.
here.
Thank you
Some
for
more.
picking the Kraken.
I'm glad you like
I
it.
feel like I'm
Are you reliving?
I'm
You have no
reliving.
idea.
I'm reliving. What is it?
You're getting a little more. You're getting
What
a little,
you have no
you're
idea
getting
is,
a little
like-
more uppity. A little
Yeah,
bit more
good.
verbose
Here's
with
the
us.
deal.
You're talking back to
when
us
I
now.
walk into the liquor store, I don't go, "Hey, what does Jason want?" I go, "What do I think these guys want
That's
more?"
a good pick.
I look very hard. I don't walk in and grab a bottle and walk out. I think
He think what
I
would
think-
Richard be drinking in college?
What I wonder is if the store clerk thinks I'm a stalker of alcohol, because I come in and I literally go up and down the aisle and they must think, is this guy going to rob us? Is he packing heat? What's going to happen here? And I feel so bad because I'm like, I'm just trying to find a good alcohol that my guys are going to like. So anyway, so I'm glad you like it.
Okay.
But I was going to go back to this original thought. If we truly thought in March, February, March of 2020, that we were about to be taken over by the corona, okay? And they knew that it was coming. And they thought masks worked. They would have been like, go out and get a mask. Because even if a mask doesn't work, something will work. Cover your face. Don't go outside. Blah, 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 blah. They didn't. And the reason why they didn't is because they know that the size of the molecule of the COVID is smaller and goes right through the mask. So the cloth mask doesn't work. In order to beat the COVID, you have to be wearing, what, an N95? Mm-hmm. Well, if that was the case, why is the government, instead of giving thousands of dollars, why isn't the mask giving us thousands of fucking masks?
Why isn't the government giving the mask? Yeah.
I mean,
You said why
and
the
you know
mask
how I
on the
feel
phone.
about that. I'm not a fan of that idea. But what I'm saying is, if they believed that we needed to be masked every day with an N95 and that we could work,
Well,
then they would have given them to us.
The
but
short
they
answer
won't.
is this: what people
And
fear,
Walmart doesn't even
and we're
sell them
considered,
to that volume.
We're considered radical for thinking. The shorter answer is once politics gets involved in decision
It's
making,
politics.
Yeah.
Sure.
it becomes, because politics is linked, strongly linked, if not linked intimately, with control.
It's all about control.
Okay, so, and I don't like when I read social media posts, it's like, oh, the government's just trying to, but it's true. I don't like seeing it because immediately I think this is a zealot,
Yes. I know what
right?
you
Like
mean.
it's
Yep.
to somebody that's overboard. But when it's about politics, it's the person saying, I've thought this through and I know better than you. And therefore you must listen to me because you don't know what's good for yourself. And that's the control part.
That's the part that really bothers me about people who don't like quote unquote Trumpers and anti-vaxxers. That use, if you notice, they use these words intentionally. But it's like, the real reason why I don't want to use the vaccine is because I don't want my kids having it. And by the way, we kind of touched on this before the show started, but we were on air. I think you asked, are you going to get vaxxed or whatever? I am going to get vaxxed. Do you know why? I have a trip planned for New York City. I've already bought the tickets. I already have the hotel. I could cancel
they're
all
probably
of
gonna
that.
give you some.
I've got theater tickets already purchased. Look, I'm going to vaccinate. Personally, I'm not
for a practical reason.
for practical reasons only. But where my true ultimate problem is I don't know why my children would need to be vaccinated. They, first of all, are the least likely to get hurt. Second of all, we don't know what the long-term effects are. Look, I'm okay if the vaccine makes me infertile. All right?
Anything that'll
Father of eight speaks.
But for my daughters, for my 3 daughters, I do care. For all my sons, my 7 sons, I care. Not 7. Jesus, did I just say that? 5
you did.
sons, I care.
All right, so wait, and just to interject something here. My gut, when I hear you say that, my gut says that's fear-mongering itself.
Fear-mongering.
Because there's no indication. You're theorizing.
That Kraken is good.
It is. It really is.
Thalidomide.
Thalidomide. Look, there's plenty of
But
things.
I'm not talking. Let's stick with vaccines.
I'm going to go with hernia mesh on this. Okay, look, there's plenty of things we don't know have long-term effects until there are long-term effects.
Exactly.
That I don't dispute.
So I'm not fear-mongering.
No,
because I'm not saying you should. No, wait.
No, because you're misinterpreting me.
You
Yeah.
are, and I am. We're about to have
The
a fight.
Kraken, man. This
We're
kicks
about-
ass. Right?
It really is.
No. I'm saying that concern is legitimate, but then
But I'm a
stating
fear-mongerer.
when you say, "What if my kids become infertile?"
No.
There's zero indication of what the long-term effect would be.
But
You're just concerned of long-term effects.
Yeah, just in case.
I'm using
Okay.
Okay.
And that's
okay.
an
And I don't like.
understandable-
No,
Okay,
but
stop,
wait.
stop. No, wait. Because I don't believe it's going to make my
people
children.
who put down this argument, you're going to get to say what you want to say. And say people put
Oh,
down
I
the
am.
argument. They hear the magic words of like, oh, the
Infertile.
idiots who think that the children are going to become infertile, and then you dilute the point you're making.
No. I'm using it as an example. I don't believe. Okay. We have to use example. We're making an example out of the argument. I mean, like, what is the concern? There's a million things. Grow a third head. I don't know. Any number of things. I don't know.
Zombies. That's
My
what I'm
point
looking.
is, we don't know what that is. I'm using infertility as an example. But the reason why infertility really, really, really matters is not because I'm afraid I'm being chipped or because I think the government's trying to make us infertile. If you take away, and you know what? Let's go ahead and address that point blank. From a very religious standpoint, procreation is so important to us that the fact that it could happen is a fear. It is a realistic fear that if we can't procreate, that's a problem. So when I use that, I'm not saying the government knows that it will do that and we know we won't. I'm just using that as a, for lack of a better explanation, flip example, because I can't think of all the other things.
Gotcha.
You know, maybe it'll make you blind. Maybe it'll give you ulcers. Maybe it'll give you diverticulitis for the rest of your life. But whatever it is, there could be serious side effects, long-term side effects that we don't know about.
And considering that they're children and the fact that they're least impacted or least likely to get sick or
That's
affected
right.
or transmit,
That's right.
all that considered, you've waited, and that's the freedom I'm talking about that should be protected.
It's a weight that I make and a decision I've made.
Just to wind up the show, because I need to get home because
You have to shoot the rest of
I'm
that shot you
moving.
didn't
I'm
want to
moving.
leave left there.
Oh,
moving.
what?
Yeah, I know. Big move.
I'm moving to Lakeland
Yes.
So you're gonna let me stay at your house?
occasionally.
I almost believe that.
As long as you party with us in the backyard,
go,
man.
bro.
Go, all right.
Come on, man.
You're halfway there in Zephyr Hills, so yeah, there you go.
All right, so before we close the show, I had an experience at Miller's Ale House.
Oh.
It kind of fits just by description. I'm going to do a guilty or not guilty.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So you, Serge,
All right,
are sitting at the bar.
got you at the bar.
You are eating your food of choice
Yeah.
from the menu.
This is a fries.
And a gentleman,
It's a salad. He's eating a salad.
Yes.
I would say roughly 65-ish.
Okay.
Okay, he's
Okay.
old.
Older.
Old guy.
Older.
Old guy.
Beer belly, dude.
Okay.
Total barfly kind of guy.
Sits down 2 seats from you.
Okay. So he's not next to me. He's
There's
next
a seat
to. Okay.
separated. To
Got you.
Can't get the COVID.
Social distancing.
One seat,
This is
no
not
COVID.
even going to be a COVID question.
Okay, I know, but
It's not COVID related,
Not
but he,
COVID related.
but
At
still, just so we
He
understand.
orders a pint
ooh,
of beer. or
he
tall
says a
glass.
pint.
Well, I don't know what he said, but he
Okay.
got the tall.
He got the big boy.
Or the 20-ouncer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
At the
And he-
Miller's Ale
and he,
House.
while it's a full glass,
Yeah.
knocks it over
No.
and douses me on my side.
Ooh, no. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's
okay,
this going?
okay, you got a lot.
right.
Let's
Where's this
go.
going?
And
Where
he
we going?
says, "Server, I spilled my beer. Can I get another one?"
Ooh.
And I'm like, clearly doused, and I'm wiping myself, and I'm getting, like the
Yeah, yeah.
napkins from the bar,
Tissues from your
tissues, and I'm
from your
wiping
sleeve.
myself. And he not once,
He never even apologized.
never said I'm sorry.
Oh my god. So what?
No,
Okay.
no, that happened to me. I said, now that I started the hypothetical with you doing, that happens to you.
I would be upset.
It did happen to him though.
Yeah. I would be upset.
Well,
He
what-
was pulling
would
his
you
tissues
say
out of his
anything?
sleeve
Would I say
so
something?
fast.
Like, dude, why didn't you even say you're sorry? Like, would it? Because it was
no,
time to eat at me.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care.
'Cause everybody does it. Everybody
no,
does it.
I would,
Everybody's
because
wrong.
that's you don't know what that man's going through. So clearly,
Oh my God, you're the most empathetic
nah,
person.
because I'm not gonna. Because you never know. Because I've seen situations deteriorate just by somebody saying some, "Yo, dude, you could say you're sorry." Next thing you know, we're fighting, and I go to jail. You know what I'm saying? I would be
And
like,
all you had to do was suck it up for a few minutes. And,
yeah.
and
I
get-
look at it like it's meant to happen. That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay, it's guilty or not guilty, so he's violating the rules of the game.
Okay, so what am I? Okay, guilty or not
Yeah,
guilty?
right.
of
So
what?
based on your answer,
yeah.
just you can.
He's
His
guilty of being
non-apology.
he's guilty of being an asshole. Yeah, for not saying anything. He should have at least said, "Yo, my bad, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Can I get you a shot?"
Yes.
No. But you can't expect people to do what you would do. You know? Some people
I
just
get it, but I think
I
sometimes
love
it's
that. That is exactly
Yeah.
right. You can't expect people
to do what you would do.
Expect.
I live by that. Don't expect people, yeah,
do what you
I
would
would
do.
have been I'm sorry, I'll buy you a drink, we could be
Okay, all right,
friends.
so
yeah,
the,
people ain't like
so
that.
the flip side of that argument,
Here's some
though, I understand
Ohio
that,
fries.
is that
Yeah.
are there any? I don't want to use the word absolute, but that's probably the best word. Are there any absolutes in expectations of human conduct in situations like that? Does it matter whether he was going through a bad day? Does it matter
Yeah.
just to be isn't he guilty of being impolite?
Oh, absolutely. Guilty
Okay.
of being impolite,
but
100%.
not guilty.
But you can't expect somebody.
But he's not guilty of murder.
No. Because you never know. Like I said, he probably went home and saw his wife with the mailman.
I was a little upset
Now
that
he's
it wasn't
upset.
acknowledged on any level.
Yeah. People
I
should.
could even done without an I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But even something like this,
My bad, bro.
right? Like
Here's
not
some
even-
napkins.
Right,
You know,
Holy
so-
shit! I had no idea beer
Right.
could go that far.
right. It completely doused the seat between us. I mean,
No,
that was
that's-
covered.
yeah, that's
and
a
then, and then I
jerk.
got
Okay.
the splash.
He's a jerk.
Only
He's guilty of being a
since
jerk.
you haven't asked me yet.
Yes, your turn.
Yeah, who am I?
Jason?
No.
Horseshack?
Yes. Thank you very much. We could play Pictionary now. Okay. Just joking. So here's where he.
You had to go back
Mr.
to welcome
Carter!
back Carter. Mr. Carter! All right,
I do
go
that to my
ahead.
kids all the time. But it's
All right,
inside
I
joke
got
with
2
my
minutes.
kids.
I got to make it to my
All
furniture
right,
sale.
right.
You'll
If
be
you
fine.
stop
You'll be
talking,
fine.
I'll
No, because
finish
they'll
my
rob
point.
my house when I'm not there.
Okay. Anyway, he's guilty of
fucking
being
nervous about that,
He's
seriously.
guilty of being an ass. But what if he didn't know it actually hit you?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
No.
No, he knew it got
No.
you. He knew it got
He
you.
saw you.
This is how far we are from each
No,
other.
no, no,
and
no,
I'm
no.
doing.
No, you're missing my point.
I don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
I'm
did
doing-
he
no,
see you
Excuse
do
me.
it?
Did he
Excuse me.
know
My
it
oh
got you?
fuck was the first clue
Okay.
because I got doused.
So you said it
he-
loud?
yeah.
But he-
You're
but
like,
he-
oh,
but you've
fuck.
already admitted
Right.
he was old.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
just-
maybe he's
like I just telling
embarrassed.
Serge, I couldn't even live without the "I'm sorry." You know, sometimes you do.
Yeah.
You know, my
Shit
bad.
happens.
or-
Gravity.
right?
You know.
Just
No,
like,
I'm-
but something, but not like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
What if he didn't know?
He had to have known.
No. What if he didn't know?
Yeah.
He's guilty of ignorance.
What if he can't see on that side? What if he's
Yeah, what if
blind
he's
on the
guilty,
left side?
What if, he's
What
a
if his left
one-eyed-
eye is
Maybe he has Bell's
non-functional?
palsy, and I'm just a bastard to think that he could recognize it.
What a stupid example.
He is
we just
guilty
used.
of possibly being blind in the left eye.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right.
All right.
Rich wants to go home.
Got to.
This guy.
I need it on the rocks.
We drank half a bottle.
That's amazing. Yeah.
You should save it here.
Shout out to the crown.
If I leave it here,
You can save it here, and we'll bring ice next time, and we can do it some justice.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and count our old scores up too. We'll do that too.
Yeah, that's purely aspirational. That's never going to get done. All right, we are the Whiskey Rebellion. I don't even know what episode. We got to be around 30 by now, right?
I'll check in a second.
Okay. Now
He
you don't have
always
to, you don't have to
checks,
give
he
us an
never-
answer
he
now.
never
Yeah,
gives us a
let me
straight
check. Let's see
answer.
what we got.
It's about number
It's about
23.
You used to number our episodes. I
yeah.
guess you gave up on that too.
COVID brain.
COVID brain is real.
All right, I'm Richard Myers,
It
of the
really
Myers
is,
Firm,
though.
PA. My practice is mostly devoted to representing spouses in difficult divorces, high conflict divorces.
18.
No,
Yeah. But are we counting the other show?
no, I meant the Whiskey Rebellion. It's only
Okay.
been 18.
No, we're up to 18. Yeah.
Oh wow, felt more.
Oh.
Come on,
That's good because you've been.
it's only 4.5 months.
You had the
Stop
other
being
show.
sick.
Oh no, because we missed.
How many people
We
have
missed.
been sick? You
we
were
probably
sick,
missed
you were
6.
sick.
We
We
probably
only
missed
missed
6
two
weeks in
episodes.
total.
And if you
Anyway,
factor in
uh,
the other one.
Oh, the Myers Firm.
Yeah, you're the
Yeah, right. MyersFirm.com, and
Yeah,
you
we
can
did
contact me at 813-477-2623 or my email address at rmyers@myersfirm.com.
We're at 38 total between the two shows.
Okay.
Oh,
All
so
right.
we're about to overcome and move along.
That's right.
Move beyond.
About to-
Yeah,
Beyond
in
what
2 episodes.
used
In
to
2
be.
episodes, you'll be the
Conservative
majority
parents with
show.
liberal
That's right.
Kids. Jason Ricardo,
I
law
quit.
firm of
Just kidding.
Ricardo and Watson. We help you with your debt collection needs. Give us a call, especially if you've got something with a debt buyer like Midland, Portfolio, Cavalry, LLC, or rather Cash LLC, LVNV. Give us a call, 352-567-3173. Go online. Go to our YouTube page, Ricardo and Waslick channel. We are got plenty of videos to explain that, and you can email me at jason@ricardolaw.com.
All right.
Shout out to the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Man.
Kraken.
Are we out of here? Or okay,
The
that's
show's
it?
not over yet.
Feeling good.
You're standing up.
I gotta
and,
say
we're
something.
Still on
Hold on.
camera.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and play this
Sir,
sound.
I got to get going, though, man.
Okay, we know. We out of here.
Meow, meow, meow.
All right.
Meow.
All right, so I know I only did 2 thimbles of alcohol, and look how much is
We
gone.
out.
No, you had 2.5 thimbles.
There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children, we were taught how to walk walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we